Hi, Keith here from Target Property Spain. So it's October already, Q4. So time for a market update to let you know what's happening here on the ground in the Mijas Costa property market. So October's probably my favourite time of year. You know, it's not quite as hot as it was over the summer. A lot of the crowds are dispersed, so you can do your shopping without queuing for ages at the till. You can get a seat at a restaurant without booking. And the water's still warm, of course. It's had the heat of the summer, so you can still swim comfortably in the pools and the sea. Always a good month for listings, and we've got a lot of valuations booked in this month. What tends to happen is we have a legacy of clients who bought with us over the years, and more often than not, if they're over 10, 15 years, they'll say to each other, you know, we've had 10, 15 really nice years, but maybe it's time to sell and do something different. So they have one last summer holiday, then give us the keys and ask us to market it. So keep your eyes peeled for lots of new listings coming on this month. Let's talk about the numbers. So the figures came out from the notaries recently, and year on year, in terms of volume of sales, they're there or thereabouts. In terms of price, they are continuing to rise, although not maybe as exponentially as they have over the last few years, but we saw a 3% increase year on year in Andalucía, so price is still heading north. I talk to a lot of colleagues on a daily basis. I'm really hearing mixed reports at the moment. Some are saying it's smoking hot. Some are saying it's cooling off considerably. I think it depends on a few things. I think it depends on what area you're looking at, what property type, and importantly, what kind of client you're talking about. Because for holiday homeowners and holiday home buyers, second home buyers, they're definitely a little bit more cautious than they have been over the last few years. You know, over the last few years, people were snapping things up on the back of a video call. And I'm seeing a little more caution return to the market as far as that's concerned. And quite frankly, who could blame them? You know, you look around the world's in turmoil right now. So it only takes one thing, really, for a buyer to think, is it the right time to buy? Or maybe just keep the money in the bank and watch what happens. But if you look at people relocating permanently, they're strong as ever. They probably make up about 50% of our sales at the moment. And if you wind back to pre-COVID, they probably made up about 10% of our sales. So I think people relocating, they're all driven by the lifestyle choice rather than headlines. So they're still a really, really strong sector. Leads-wise, so over the summer, it was quite quiet, actually. I generally put that down to the fabulous weather Northern Europe enjoyed over the summer. You know, when you're basking in the sun in your home country, buying a property in Spain is probably the last thing on your mind. But now, as the colder climates return to Northern Europe, we're starting to see those leads come back in again. So normal service has been resumed, shall we say. Price-wise, now I have seen a number of reductions recently, although I'd probably be more accurate calling them corrections. You know, those properties that were probably a little bit overpriced in the beginning, they're starting to chip away at their asking price to bring them down to more sensible levels. I actually saw a developer not so long ago reduce their asking prices, which kind of speaks volumes. To be honest, it's vastly overpriced in the first place. But seeing a bit of normality return to the market, which in my eyes is good for the long term. It's good to help the market sustain. So yeah, market's still strong, price is still on the rise. Buyers still buying, albeit a bit more cautiously than before, but buying with confidence when they find the right thing. So that's all from me for now. We'll catch you next time.